Howdy folks, Grizz here, and I'm back in the Gun Cart Garage, aka the Grizz Cave, aka my shop. And today, take a look at the old gun cart. Now, I built the gun cart with wheels from a jogging stroller. What I really like about those is they're quick release. They have this little pin, put it through the hole. So all you have to do is put the shaft in this little piece of square tube, put the little keeper pin in, and away you go. When you're not, when you're hauling it, you just put them in the box where the upright goes. But the problem with these tires is that sometimes they hold air, sometimes they don't. And through the years, I've had problems on and off, and the problem is, for a long time, if I put air in the night before, it'd stay inflated, for a couple of days, which was enough to get me through a match. So, part of my pre-match routine was just air up the tires. Well, this summer it got to be, I'd air up the tires, and before you know it, why, yes, it's flat again. So I happened to find some Fix-A-Flat stuff, partial can of that, and put that in, and a couple hours it was still holding strong. Next morning it was flat again. So what I thought is, I bought some solid wheels with thoughts of making a new cart, and I thought, well, if I just put a shaft and make it into a quick disconnect, I can use that. But as you can see, they're shorter, and in order to make those work, I would need to move my little axle keeper here. Well, when I built this cart, as I do with most things, there you can see it a little bit better, I overbuilt it. I mean, why build it when you can overbuild it? I glued it, I screwed it, and even though I took out all the screws out of this top piece in hopes of pulling that off and then taking the screws out that hold that there, this wouldn't budge because it's glued to the next piece in. So I just put it back together and went back to the drawing board. Boy, this is getting slow and boring. So anyway, the new solid wheels are still available for my next project. So, as luck would have it, there was a thread on the SAS wire that was useful and informative, and they recommended these. They are called Stop-A-Flat solid inner tubes, and they have them on several websites. I found these on Amazon, and since I have Prime, it was free shipping. But we're going to put these in, and no more flats. So I'm going to get to work here, and I'll leave the camera running and just kind of cut in the pertinent parts. So away we go. Now, I suppose you could do this with screwdrivers or some sort of lever, but I asked my son, who's a bicycle rider, and he happened to have a nifty little tire lever that theoretically should be just what I need. And of course it helps if you have more than one, or you just slide it around. Or you get a screwdriver or something to work with it. So ideally, looking at the videos online, you have 3 of these tire levers, but I have 1, so I'm going to see if I can make it do with one and a church key. Okay, this is not going to make for a good video. That's why we have editing software. And when you get the tire totally off, you can take out the tube if there is one in there and just kind of work that out around. Of course, the valve stem being the fun part. Suppose it helps if you take off the cap. Boy, isn't this fun. Now see, this one's interesting, because this is the one that went flat most often. And as I remember it, only one of them had a tube in it, and it was obviously this one. So, not only was something getting through the tire, it was getting through the tube. But that also lets us know that most of that seal-a-flat stuff hopefully is contained in the tube. Okay, now on the instructions, it has you go ahead and take the tire completely off the rim and clean everything up, which I will do a cursory job. It says to take this hub tape off too. I'm not quite sure why. I don't know that that's really going to affect anything, so I'm just going to wipe it down and go from there. So a little bit dirty in there. Okay, and I'll clean out the tire as well, but this new one will just kind of fit on there and have the tire over the top of it, and will never go flat. Yay! Yummy. Okay, now get one side on there, and you take off the handy dandy label. Ta-da! And there's what we're working with. Put this in. The guys online make it look so easy. Okay, so now it's in, but it's off center, so need to kind of work it on so that tube is over the rim and not hanging off to the side. It might help if you had a Gorilla. There we go. Now it's on, and see either well, and it ain't going flat. So all we need to do now is get this bead back inside the tire. I think we're going to have 3 of these things. Okay, getting started. There's 2. There's 1. Oh, the back. It's taking out that bead. trying to reseat it with a full tire. Which affects what you're doing. So, it's a little bit. Once you started, you should take smaller blades. It's this tight. Okay, see what I'm doing. It's worth doing it where you can use levers. Stretch and push. Tight. There. Oh, what is this one? Is it? Now the online instructions say when you get to the end, it's sometimes helpful to put a little bit of dish soap on there, just to lube things up to get it to go on. But I didn't happen to bring any dish soap out, so I'm hoping we won't need that. And there we go. Looks like I cut the tire a little bit there. But there we go. One done. Both bead seated, and even if they weren't, with that yellow tire in there. See, that fits in there. That will not go flat. And it is, I think somewhere I saw that it's as firm as 60 psi, and it probably won't have the give that this one does, that actually is holding air, which I'm going to go ahead and replace anyway. But this one that has been going flat will not go flat. So, okay, well, that's the name of that tune. Like I said, I love these jogging stroller tires. The quick disconnect makes it a little bit smaller and more compact to transport. And away I go. I'm going to turn the video off and let the air out of this tire. Go to town and get it done. So I guess that's all I have for now. Hopefully I edit this into something short enough that you don't go to sleep. So I'll leave you with, I hope to see you down the trail. Until then, watch Top Gun. Grizz Garage Epilogue. Whenever doing something like this, do the first one off camera and the second one on camera, because the second one always goes much easier. I did the second one in less than half the time that it took me to do that first one. So anyway, now I have two gun cart tires that will not go flat. Yeehaw! Hope to see you down the trail. Watch your top knot.